Welcome to Influence Matters, a show for purpose driven leaders who are ready to turn their expertise into influence and their story into impact. I am your host, Clara Rose. And every week I bring you something interesting that I think, at least I think you're going to find interesting. Somebody who's doing something unique in the marketplace that I think is going to be an interesting conversation. And today I have something really interesting, exciting for you. So, James is my guest today, and he is a real estate sales associate, an investor, developer, and a business leader based in the Tampa Bay area, which, if you've seen my show before, you know I am as well. He specializes in residential and commercial value added opportunities, land acquisition and entitlement, multifamily projects. He's a seasoned worker with investors who focus on buyers and sellers, conventional and VA buyers, acquiring multiple units, and multi eight figures for new construction and project development. So all things project development for sure, which if you've been here before, you know I love talking about these things. He is also the founder of the Elite Investor, which is widely renowned as the center of excellence for collaboration among serious Tampa real estate investors. Is focused on real estate investing and development, high level collaborations, entrepreneurship, and empowering business leaders in the industry for sustainable growth. He is also a U.S. military veteran following his 15-year career as a Navy officer and Navy SEAL. He is an active member of the National Association of Realtors, the Greater Tampa Realtors, and the Tampa Bay Builders Association. Additionally, James holds a bachelor's degree in ocean engineering from the United States Naval Academy. Please help me welcome James Lascara. Are you with me, James? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
I'm so excited to have you here. So I always, read the bio and I think, wow, this person is just does so many amazing things. But I like to give you an opportunity to tell my audience, what do you really do? Share with us what you really do at the heart of things.
I'm a leader and I help real estate investors in the Tampa Bay area who are focused and committed. I help them win. I help them get their business to a level that they haven't seen before in some cases. And the way we see the most effective results in getting there is really through collaboration.
I love that. So important that you surround yourself with the right people and the right leadership. So I've been like just kind of poking into looking at your social media, stalking you online, my friend, checking out what it
Sure.
is that you do. And I'm truly impressed at the size of your organization, but just the caliber of members and individuals that's a part of it. Tell me how this whole thing started. Did you like wake up one day and go, "Oh, I'm going to start this thing for investors"?
No, it kind of was just a series of a series of steps that we took, and we never really had this vision. I think vision can be a really powerful thing in entrepreneurship, and I wish I could sit here and tell you, hey, we had this 5-year, 10-year plan to roll this thing out to help investors get this level of results, but that's really not how it went. I felt that I uncovered a lot of lessons personally in my real estate investing career, candidly, the hard way. And I was thinking, how effective, how functional and impactful could it be if we helped other people get these results and avoid these missteps, avoid some of the lessons I had to learn the hard way, really by just creating an environment where we could share them together. And that's kind of how it began. It started as an event in my living room a little over 5 years ago with 3 people, and now it's grown to what it is now. And so it's been one of the most helpful things in my life to see some of the results that people are getting, but by them doing the work and them making the commitment to really invest back into their business. And it's a really humbling thing, honestly.
Well, and I think that the most impactful organizations are those grassroots type movements like that, right? The fact that you started in your living room with 3 people, right? That says, organic growth, building from the ground up, inside out, right? And that's where you end up with organizations that are truly doing something unique and impactful in the marketplace, right? Because you didn't like have this grand vision, launch this big thing, and ta-da, there it was, right? You actually grew it from the inside. And, thank you for making all the mistakes for us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
So it's interesting because when you get around the right people with this certain mindset of being disciplined and staying committed and being willing to overcome these obstacles that we all know are inevitable in business,
Mhm,
what happens is you really blow the doors off of, so to speak, of like, it's not just my lessons. Now we have a
mhm,
room full of curated entrepreneurs where it's 100+ people and their lessons
mhm,
too. So it
right.
really is pretty powerful.
Well, and then you don't have to make those mistakes, right? Because you see somebody else in the group going through something and sharing, right? And that's part of the power too, is having a group of people that's a safe place, right? You don't necessarily want to air your dirty laundry to the world, right? But you need a safe place with fellow entrepreneurs on the same journey where you can say, "Here's what happened to me." Right? Here's how I dealt with it, or I don't have a clue how to deal with this. Does anybody have any, throw me a lifeline here, people, right? So that's the power that comes from curating a group of like-minded people together on the same journey. So I think that's a strong foundation. So tell me about so it's called the Elite Investor. So tell me a little bit about how it functions, some of those kinds of things.
Yeah, so I'll start off with our quarterly event. So we have a pretty big quarterly event. It's multiple hundred real estate entrepreneurs in Tampa Bay that attend that. In years past, we did it for free, and now we charge a low ticket amount. So the price per ticket ranges between 10 and usually about $70, depending on when you get the ticket. We increase the price as we get closer, but usually about 300+ people are attending that event. We do it quarterly. It's open to any Tampa Bay entrepreneurs, and then we have a level up from that. That's a more serious environment. We do keep it invite only because maintaining a high standard is something really important to us. Just like you said, Clara, you don't want to be airing out kind of maybe some business challenges that you have going on to just anybody. So we like that to be very intentional who we really decide to bring into the room. I don't take that approach to push people away. The reality is this, let's use basketball as an analogy. If you had an NBA basketball team and you brought someone into a practice or a game who is playing at a second grader level in basketball, you're functionally playing two totally different sports. And so it's kind of not fair to the person at a lower level. I'm talking just expertise. They're perfectly great human beings. I'm not trying to be rude or antagonizing or anything. If you bring them into that environment, they're playing a totally different sport. And so we want to be sure that anybody we choose to invite into the community is somebody who can really, they're optimistic, decisive, collaborative. They've got a certain level of real estate technical expertise that they've demonstrated up to this point, and they know they want to get around a room of winners to take things to the next level. We're very, very intentional about that. And in some cases, we do say no to people who we don't think would be the right fit to be able to achieve results commensurate with what we have going on in the community.
Well, and I think that that's not just fair to them, right? To bring them into the deep end of the pool when they're not really ready for that. But that's fair to your membership, right? That actually protects those within the organization from a newbie who hasn't like been through the paces yet, so to speak,
Yeah.
right? And that
Yeah.
not like you said, they're perfectly lovely people, right? And could be perfectly competent at their second grade level or wherever they're at. But I have noticed that being an entrepreneur for 43 years now, I can say there's been rooms that I've been in where I had I call them my people, where I found my people, right? That were kind of at the same level of expertise and knowledge. And that I've been in rooms where, I'm the one that everyone's saying, oh, go ask Clara, right? And, I'm off in the corner coaching people on how to start their business or how to do whatever. But I'm not feeling like I can get value because all I'm doing is giving. And there's nothing wrong with the giving piece, but that's not why you join a group like the Elite Investor, right? You're not there to educate others, you're there
Very
for
well said.
collaborative stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very
I think
well
that's
said.
super
And
important.
that is the reason we've broken it down kind of into 3 tiers at this point. Over the years,
Mm,
we've kind of realized the need for this, and so the
mhm,
Elite Investor Mindset Group, which is the website you're seeing right now, that is our core thing. That by far has the most amount of folks. Now we have a level below that, that is specifically and intentionally designed for newer real estate investors. Somebody who's done 0 deals would be the right fit for
mhm,
that, geographically focused in Tampa Bay. And that's really for people who are looking to do their first 3 to 5 deals through for rentals, flips, or the burst strategy.
mm,
And that's a
mm,
1 year curriculum. Then we above that we have the normal core offer, the Elite Investor Mindset Group, and then above that we have something called Elite Investor CEO. CEO is our top level group, and those are that is for people who have already demonstrated mastery in real estate technical expertise
mm.
and are really working on the leadership aspects of the business for growth and scale.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? Because there's such a broad range of expertise levels within something like, well, within anything, but definitely in the investing, real estate investing world. You have this mass number of people who are the newbies, right? Who want to bees or are trying to bees, right? And then you have the group of people, they're doing it, right? Successfully. And then there's the next level. And that's that, I think that top tier is where they go to all right, now I'm ready to build the empire, right? Or, whatever that mindset looks like. Maybe that's team building or whatever, but just at a higher level that some people never want to be at,
Yeah,
right? Some
100%.
people are like,
Nailed it.
that's not what I want. Right. And then there's people like me and my brain just as works that way. I'm like, ooh, I aspire to be over there. What can I do to get there? Right. So you work in the middle tier until you can get to that level because you want to play in that bigger pool of water or whatever. But okay, so I could get totally nerdy out on real estate investing because I'm fascinated by it. But what do we need to know? What do my audience need to know about engaging with the investor organization? Like, let them self-identify. Okay, I'm a newbie, tier one. How do they connect with you in that way? Is it all start at your website?
Yeah, so the website is a good place to check out, but I would say the best place is on Instagram. Our Instagram, Elite Investor
Oh,
Official, has a
okay.
lot of good educational content. And maybe someone who's listening isn't at the point where they want to invest in their education to become a real estate investor or to grow their real estate investing technical
Mhm.
expertise. We really try to educate our audience and give out some free tips or um, some knowledge and maybe some lessons that we've learned that people can just pick up and apply immediately. So, Lead Investor Official is our Instagram page, best place to do that. And then we
Mhm.
have a link in the bio that's got a lot of good information there on how to connect with us.
Okay.
There's really no shortage of ways to be able to work with our team.
Okay. So if somebody, so this is just Tampa Bay area, right? Because you
Yeah,
guys
that's
meet
definitely
locally, and
definitely our focus. Yeah, geographically
okay,
focused in Tampa Bay across all the tiers of that what we have.
okay, all right. So that's good for my audience to know that if you're outside of the area, that this isn't a good fit for you. But if you're inside the area, I love that you guys have on site or not on site. You called it a quarterly. I love that you have a quarterly event where you can actually see eyeballs because we all spend so much time in the virtual world nowadays, right? So everything this we are doing this virtually. I used to go to the studio years ago, and now I don't even bother to go to the studio, right? Because I don't have to. Right? I just can come in this way. My guest can come in this way. We both literally live in Tampa. We could show up, but we don't, right? But aren't we missing out on some of the things that happen dynamically when we get together as a group? So, like your quarterlies, it's an opportunity to actually meet people, look in eyeball to eyeball, and what can people expect at a quarterly? They're like, heck yeah, I want to show up, get my ticket. What can they expect?
Yeah, let me revert back if it's possible to something that you brought up. We meet in person through our educational groups, our community. We meet in person minimum of once monthly. Oftentimes it's more. Oftentimes it's twice plus monthly. And I think in a day and age where everyone is getting so many notifications, so many emails, your phone is blowing up. We have AI is great. It can be a very helpful tool to leverage the best use of our time, but we are so automated and just in this digital age, which in a lot of ways is great. In other ways, it can be completely exhausting and fatiguing to colleagues and people we work with. And so I think there's a real power to meeting in person and not being distraction, but being fully present and having a very meaningful conversation. I think that's where some of our biggest breakthroughs and some of our biggest insights really are driven from what we've seen after doing this for several years. So I would share that. As far as the answer to your question about what can someone expect, it's simply this: actionable insights. Actionable insights. Anybody can get up and talk up, have question and answer on a panel, but I really try to tailor the event so that somebody, regardless of experience level, whether they have not done a single deal in real estate ever, or they're coming and they're doing $1 million year over year net in their business now, I would say without a doubt, we aim for the event to drive actionable insights for people who are attending it.
Oh, so even as a brand newbie, if you've never done it, but you're just like, hey, I'm really interested in learning more about this, they will get enough value out of coming that it's like worth a couple hours. Is it a couple hours? How long is it? I should probably ask that question. People might want to
It's a
know.
few hours. Yeah. Yeah, it's a few hours event.
A couple
Like
hours.
technically it's 2 hours, but people stay a little bit late or whatever. So yeah, I would say
The
it's
network.
allocate a few hours of your evening. Yeah, you're going to get a lot. I would say if you're on the newer end, it's going to be like drinking from a fire hose. You'll probably have too many things to then do, to maybe too many
Sure,
insights, but you'll get some value,
sure.
no question.
Well, and it's just maybe a good thermometer, right? Just a temperature check to say, "Hey, is this a right fit for me?" Right? And then they can go, "Okay, yeah, I'm a newbie. I know I need to plug in at this lower tier, at their first tier." So, is that something like an opportunity that will happen there? Can people get information about it while they're there? Is that a good starting point for them? Hey, come check us out, shake a few hands. Um, and then we'll give you opportunity. Does that happen there to
Yep.
connect?
Yep, there are for sure deals, opportunities, financing opportunities, JV deal opportunities, partnerships that have all arisen out of every level of our group and from the event. So I would say unquestionably, if people wanted to learn more about what we do, that is one of the best places to come to. If you're in Tampa Bay and you've never heard of our event, it's been going on for several years. If you haven't connected with us, it's probably one of the best places to start, no doubt.
Okay, but if you're not in the area, totally check out the Instagram. It sounds like you could still glean a lot of really great information, even if you're not local and couldn't plug in. Still great information out there. Plus, who
Yep.
knows what the future might hold, right? Maybe you'll
Right.
have something for virtual for people who aren't local somewhere down the road. I don't know. I'm gonna build your empire for you now, James. Hold on. that's,
Let's do it
that's my
together. Let's
crazy
do it
brain.
together.
Yeah, watch a few of my shows. You're like, okay, Clara's just crazy. So, but yes, that's the way my brain works. Okay, tell me more about like the middle tier, because that sounds like that's where the gold is happening. CEO of course is probably way cool, but most people who are real estate investors who are watching this, that's where they're going to fall, right? Is that middle tier. So talk with me about what are the benefits, you know, what is the elite investor core group, whatever you call that? What is what does that bring to the table?
Yeah, sure. So we have four pillars of value in our core group. And so what those look like are, we do a weekly call. So there's always a focus topic. A lot of times it's from someone who's presenting on something like either a lesson that they've experienced recently in business. I'm really big on the time value of certain facets of real estate. Something that may have worked really, really well like 6 years ago may not work so well in today's market. And so the time relative nature of what's going well for entrepreneurs now, I think is something very worth including in what we do. And so we certainly do that. So we do a weekly call with a focus topic. Sometimes we bring in outside speakers. Sometimes that's a speaker from within the group. Then we do a monthly site visit. We also have monthly in-person social events that we host among the group. The site visit is typically a project of a member of the group. A lot of times it's either a flip, a renovated rental property that could be multifamily or single family, or it's a ground up construction new development site in Tampa. So that, we've ranged from a $250,000 burr deal in the group, kind of on the lower end of a project scope of what a member was doing, all the way up to multi-million dollar commercial retail storefront renovation that was put on by a member of the group, where that's their niche and that's their specialty. So that's pillar number 2 is our monthly site visits. Pillar 3, we do a quarterly one-on-one with a real estate leader. Usually it's me, the one getting on the phone with them and kind of talking through any challenges that they have currently. What I've found with real estate entrepreneurs and maybe this is true for all entrepreneurs, is we get in these unique seasons of challenge. Nobody is immune. You get in these unique seasons of challenge, and the human tendency is to go insular, to really go inwardly and not seek support, not maybe talk to a friend about what you're experiencing, and not seek resources for ways that you can overcome your current challenge. And so we provide that as a resource to folks so that they can get a third party objective opinion that could really, I don't think it always immediately fixes the issue. There's probably a connection or some kind of tool that they could be using that could immediately start pushing the result in the direction that they want to see. So that's the third pillar. And the fourth pillar is access. So we have some pretty unique access opportunities within the group. We have a deal room that's only available to members. We have opportunities for capital raising and deploying that's also only available to members. Opportunities for getting contractors or subcontractors that's only available to members. And then some unique resources for underwriting and deal analysis that are only available to members. So the fourth pillar would be access.
I love that. So let me circle back just for a minute to the third pillar, because I want to like deep dive into that just for a second. That one-on-one access. You said it's not just real estate for sure. That people, entrepreneurs, we tend to silo, right? And I think that is a common entrepreneurial issue, right? Because often you work alone, you create this little silo. It's me in the world, me against the world kind of thing. So having somebody to bounce ideas off of, and having like a mentor leading the group, someone you can call on, I think that's hugely powerful. Now, did you say that was a quarterly one-on-one? That's how often you guys meet up, or
Yeah,
how
so
often
someone
was
in the
the
group can
one-on-one?
request it. Yeah, someone in the group can request it. We like to book them in advance just so I can prepare and make sure I'm
Sure.
like
Sure.
fully engaged in the conversation. The reality is, if somebody needs a little bit of extra, they're really going through a season, like
Mm,
we make sure we over deliver. That's the name of the game.
sure. Sure. So they just have access. When you hit that point where like, okay, now I don't know what to do. There's somebody there, right, to support you. Because that's the
Yeah,
point of the group,
100%.
right?
100%, 100%. So it's like, man, I really hit this snag on a deal. Like, this isn't going like I thought it would be. Am I bad at this? It's like, no, man, no, you're not bad at this. Like, we've seen this before. Here's where you're at. Here's what we need to do.
Right? Yes. Yes. You're fine. Talk them off the ledge. Right. Because we all in business, just in general, right? That's just a part of business, as an entrepreneur. But I think real estate investing brings a whole nother level of things that can go sideways, right? And so having that expertise to call on and say, okay, here's, this is what I need, but I have no idea how to move forward here. So I think that's part of the huge value of what you're offering. Okay, we are going to run out of time. It always happens to me because I talk too much. But any last bits of advice in the last few minutes that you'd like to share with my audience, or um, wisdom you'd
Yeah,
like to put out there?
yeah. So, if if people like Claire, I think you actually said this to me, and the way you said it was so powerful. I want to make sure I'm not doing it injustice by paraphrasing it wrong, but I think you said something along the lines of you cannot fix what you don't measure. And I was like, man, what a
Mhm.
powerful
Yeah,
testament to using a
yeah,
scorecard. And so if you're not tracking data,
for
you're
sure.
functionally just guessing. So I would share two
Mhm,
things with the audience today. One, regardless of what level at, if progress is important to you, you really need to have a scorecard. It is important to have a
mm,
scorecard.
for sure.
And maybe during the certain weeks or however often you choose to track your scorecard, maybe you're not hitting all the metrics every single week that you want to be
Mhm,
achieving. But if you don't have a scorecard where you're really measuring your progress towards some of these goals that you want to hit, you're really guessing, and you're not doing yourself any
mhm.
favors by not tracking that data. So what that looks like for your business, we could have a whole nother discussion on, but
Right,
you should be tracking
right.
with a scorecard. That's the first
Yeah,
thing. And the second thing is
everything.
write your goals down. Write your goals down. If you,
Yes.
it, right behind my computer here, I have goals that I see every single day. And so if a goal is important to you, you should write it down.
Mhm, mhm. For sure. I totally agree with that. I actually have mine. There's like some science behind if you're left-handed. So mine are like over here because I'm left-handed, right? So even though I don't look at them, my brain still sees them. But if you're right-handed, put them. I mean, there's science behind it. That's kind of a nerdy, geeky thing, but yeah, mine are up to the left so that I can. My brain is seeing them even if I'm not. And then if they're out of sight, out of mind, right? So if you're not seeing them, looking at them, focusing on them, it's so easy for the the ping, bing, pong, the phone noises and all the stuff to just take over your day, and then you miss those important pieces. The scorecard, I love the idea of a scorecard. I think, like I said, if you don't track it, there's no way to know, right? So you look up 30 days later, 60 days later, and you're like, I totally missed the mark. So it can't be something you occasionally do, right? It's got to be something that happens on a regular basis, weekly, right? Daily, whatever you need to keep you on 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 task, on track. So you got really dark on me there, my friend. Did you lose power?
No, no, let me turn my light. Yeah, I think there's probably a thunderstorm brewing outside, so it got
Oh,
really
yes,
dark. Yeah.
it's yeah, it's Florida and it's summer, so there you have it. There's that. Okay, so we are out of time, but I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy busy life and schedule to be here and share with my audience. I truly appreciate and value your time, my friend. Thank you for being
Absolutely my
here.
honor. My honor. Thank you for having me.
You bet. All right, guys, there you have it. Another amazing guest here to share something super unique. If you're in the Tampa Bay area and you are interested in investing in any way, please check them out. Come join the next quarterly event that's coming up. Or if you're already a seasoned investor and you know that these are your people, I invite you to hop over to the website, check them out, see if these aren't your people, right? Connect somewhere and get that next level of support. Of course, I always want to say thank you for joining me here on Influence Matters. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah, 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 all the stuff. Um, uh, Check out my guests. I bring you people that I know are doing something unique and interesting. Check them out for sure. And then, of course, I don't want to leave without saying if you're carrying a book idea that will not leave you alone and you're ready to finally get it out of your head, I would love to be part of your journey, of course. So, whether you want to write every word for yourself or speak it into existence in as little as 4 to 6 months without writing a single word, there is a path for you, my friend. And you can hop onto my calendar over at craftingyourmessage.com or join the free Savvy Author community at thesavvyauthors.com. That one, of course, is for faith based individuals, but I'm happy to help you if you have a purpose driven message to get it out to the world. Until next time, my friend, keep on crafting your message for the world. Take care.